Can we please settle down? Very good afternoon once again. Let me introduce myself. I'm Cheng Kiong Tan, and I serve as one of the vice chairpersons of the 41st World Scout Conference. I hope you had a good discussion on the plans for the next 3 years and are well informed to have final discussions on this with your delegation. Please be reminded that the deadline to submit amendments to proposed draft resolutions, including the triennial plan, expires tomorrow at 1400 hours. You can always contact the Resolutions Committee through resolutions@scout.org in case you have any questions. We are now going to give the opportunity to all candidates nominated for election to the 2017 to 2020 term of the World Scout Committee to introduce themselves. This conference will elect, in accordance with WOSM Constitution, 12 new voting members with a mandate until the next meeting of the World Scout Conference in 2020. The list of candidates can be found in conference document number 11. I will now invite each candidate in turn on stage in an order which has been decided by lottery. Can I ask that you do not applaud any individual candidates before, during, or after their address? I repeat, please do not applaud any individual candidate before, during, or after their address. Can I call upon Mr. Ilyas Ismaili from Azerbaijan?
Смотри, здесь оба микрофона, как тебе лучше. Когда ты готов, я время буду сразу сделать. Это будет 3 минуты. Если ты больше, уже все, мы будем
Ты будешь делать или мне делать?
Нет, я все сделаю. Ты будешь здесь увидеть все. Это будет просто go, потом, когда 30 секунд останутся, ты увидишь 30, на 10 начнется 10, 9, 8 и так далее.
Красным так.
Да. Пока что будет нормально. Когда ты готов. Тебе объясняю тебе. Пусть взял бы. Что с тобой случилось?
Порезался, когда брился.
Боже мой.
Говорит, начните. Hi everyone, dearest brothers and sisters in Scouting. I'm honored to have a chance to stand for election to the World Scout Committee. And there are many reasons why I think I'm capable to contribute to the World Scouting. My professional skills and experiences in combination with my passion to our global movement from my childhood always helped me in going over many challenges throughout my path in the organization. I do believe that being a lawyer as well as a big event manager and having good negotiation skills can be very useful in governance and expansion for the World Organization as well as the organization of the World Scout events. I believe that the World Scout Committee for the next 3 years will need to, first of all, constantly improve its governance and be focused more on the topics like membership growth, but with keeping the same high quality, which means that we shall continue to provide the high quality global support to all the NSOs. Secondly, we need to be diversified and inclusive movement considering all different patterns we have in the world. We shall do our best to keep the similar balance in diversity in WOSM as well, so that we can continue to call ourselves as a world movement. We also need to work more on having a balance on gender and geographical representation. Being from Eurasia Scout region gives me an advantage to understand the needs and challenges we have in different regions. I also think that the youth empowerment and decision-making is still one of the main areas to work. The profile of the candidates for the World Scout Committee has positively surprised me. Also, being myself 28 years old is giving a very good positive impact to the next World Scout Committee. It showed that WOSM does well in this area, but we shall keep it alive. Otherwise, it will be challenging to continue the same way. In order to be responsive to the global challenges, we shall also work more in the area of sustainable development. It will make all the NSOs prepared for the challenges we have worldwide and sometimes unexpectedly faced with. Our Vision 2023 will make us even stronger, even more powerful movement in the world. The flagman of the non-formal education and the family, which is changing the world and positively affects the lives of every young boy and girl in the world. Taking into consideration my passion to the movement, I will be happy to serve the World Scouting. Thank you.
Okay, no applause, please. Can I call Mr. Rogers Mfunwa Lukele from Swaziland?
Afternoon conference delegates. Throughout my life, I've tried my utmost to follow BP's vision. BP's vision is to leave the world a little better. I am eager to give back what Scouting has given me. I am ready to put my knowledge, experience at the service of the world through the World Scout Committee. I will honestly believe that I can make a positive contribution to the World Scout Committee. Based on my observation, I believe that I could play a key role in the World Scout Committee in helping and address and improve the critical challenges, especially as it seems from region and national perspective. I will be able to further engage and support member countries as they strive to improve opportunities for the young people. Scouting is one of the world's best youth movements that support young people in becoming active citizens and leaders nationally and globally. Young people in every corner of the world deserve the opportunity to benefit from the Scout promise and law. I come from a country where Scouting has a place in the society. I will bring to the World Committee my experience as a business administrator and as change management leadership with the skill developed in the private and public sector. My experience in delivering radical change management in a variety of organizations will help. As I have worked with children and youth on United Nations Environmental Programme, UNEP, the experience I got from the Tunza program will be of good use to the Scout movement as a member of the World Committee. My leadership style is that encourage decision-making from different perspectives. This is emphasized through the organization. This can be done by consulting before a decision is taken. My leadership can also be persuasive when I took decision and seek persuasive. Conference delegate, I'm at your disposal, and may I appeal to you that when time comes, you vote for me. I thank you.
Please hold your applause. Can I now call Ms. Pia Merlin Mortensen from Denmark? Hold your applause, please.
When looking back at my time as a young scout, I remember the exciting activities, the patrol spirit, and how each patrol member grew over time. I owe this development to dedicated leaders and a strong youth program. Therefore, my motivation is for Scouting to grow and continue to offer the exciting activities that I have been offered as a young person. But for Scouting to offer this to each of its members around the world, we need a strong and committed effort from all levels in the movement. From world level, from the regions, from the NSOs, and the local scout groups. But for this to happen, it's also essential that the World Scout Committee is a transparent, supportive, and strong body. Understanding and identifying organizational needs are key in my voluntary and professional life, and I find it important to ensure that organizational structures are able to and flexible enough to secure support and involvement. In a committee, I will work for Scouting to be seen as the world's leading educational youth movement. The core of Scouting is our shared values and a quality youth program that reflects the needs of young people in the 21st century. I will also work for WOSM, reaching out, creating change and impact. Vision 2023 places Scouting as an attractive educational movement, enabling young people to become active citizens, creating positive change. But in order to do so, we need partnerships on all levels in Scouting to support this focus and ensure more learning opportunities for young people. Due to my skills and knowledge in strategy, leadership, and volunteer management, from Scouting and my professional and educational background, I believe that I can contribute actively to the benefit of the Scout movement. I offer my passion, my vision, my expertise, and my determination to work tirelessly towards achieving Vision 2023 and ensure that more young people have the opportunity to grow and develop through Scouting. Thank you.
All your applause, Mr. Leonardo Morales from Costa Rica.
Dear friends, having the privilege of being a candidate for the World Scout Committee in front of you, this represents a special and inspiring moment in my life. It represents a great responsibility to defend, strengthen, and represent the values of the Scout movement, our hopes and challenges that we share with the commitment to try to do our best to create a better world. Scouting is a simple and fun educational life experience. We need adults who understand the value of the Scout method to help and support young people to grow, developing their life skills, and help them to realize their dreams. During the World Scout Jamboree at United Kingdom, I met a very special young man, Sami from South Sudan. Thanks to a truce in the armed conflict of his country, he had the opportunity to participate in the Jamboree. It was for him the first time that he was in another country and in a safe and peaceful place. At the World Scout Center, Sami learned how to use a computer and wrote. For the first time, I have the possibility to be in a place without fear, a place at peace with people from all over the world, with friends. I want to thank Biden Powell for creating the Scouting, and thanks to all my friends who helped me to write this and give me this opportunity. I have always appreciated this moment, and it has been a strong motivation for me to serve the Scout movement. Sami is now continuing his studies and trying to get into the university, full of life and hope of his future. This experience really impacted my life and my soul, reinforcing the importance of Scouting for the future of our society. We are changing lives in many positive ways for the people. We have to do the things well and respond to the needs of the youth promptly. They are waiting for us. There are millions of young people around the world that deserve to be part of this fantastic movement. Let's give them the chance. I wish to have the possibility and the opportunity to serve you in the World Scout Committee. I will do my best to serve with honor, respect, and fun, and with a great commitment and motivation to boost our current and higher inspiration, achieve our vision 2023. Thank you very much.
Hold your applause, please. Mr. Juan Rig, Spain.
Dear brothers and sisters in Scouting, a few weeks ago, I was camping with my local Scout group, and I had the opportunity to share one of those magical nights under the stars, talking about Scouting experiences with some Scouts and young leaders. And the Scouts were going to give their Scout promise the day after, and one of the leaders told them, tomorrow you are going to take a very important step forward in your life, because you are going to commit to do your best to make a better world. But don't worry, because you are not alone. You have millions and millions and millions of brothers and sisters all around the world that have made exactly the same promise than you, and that will share with you this path to reach this objective. I kept reflecting that night on the concept of brotherhood and how appropriate it is for Scouting. Because in life, certainly, brothers and sisters are diverse and different, but they have a family that joins them. We as Scouts are also diverse, and this diversity is one of our main strengths. And we also have a family that joins us, because we have WOSM, and WOSM was created as a meeting point for all the Scouts in the world, as a place to feel represented, to grow, to exchange, and to feel proud about it. 3 years ago, we, all together as a family, decided our next challenge, the Vision 2023, the WOSM that we want to be in the future. And this is the reason why I'm here today, because I strongly believe in WOSM, and I strongly believe in the Vision 2023, and I'm sure that my skills and capacities will be very useful for the World Scout Committee at the moment to face some of the most important challenges of the next triennium, especially, but not only, in the fields of finances, communication, and social impact, where I can combine my professional and Scouting backgrounds. I also want to take this opportunity to thank all the other candidates for running in this election. It's an honor to be here with you for offering your service. Thank you so much. Dear brothers and sisters in Scouting, I'm honored to stand here today with the humblest Scout spirit to offer you my passion, my service, my skills, my commitment, my time, my work, my effort. In summary, to offer you myself to serve as a World Scout Committee member the next 3 years. I hope you will rely on me for this task by supporting my candidature tomorrow. Spasibo, shukran, merci beaucoup, thank you, muchísimas gracias.
Hold your applause, please. Point of order. Well, I've reminded the conference after every candidate, please hold your applause. We'd like to move this thing along. Mr. Craig Turpie, United Kingdom.
Dear Scouts, dear friends, as I stand here today, seeking your support for my re-election, I'm reflecting on the experiences I've had that have brought me from my local Scout group to World Scouting. At the age of 16, something extraordinary happened to me that was to transform my life forever. I participated in a World Scout Jamboree. I'd never experienced anything like that. Simply by camping with people from around the world, doing activities together and making new friends, it opened my eyes to their lives and the issues that they faced. I learned a lot about myself too, and importantly, it helped me understand why the world needs Scouting. That Jamboree was a formative educational experience, and it motivated me to seek out opportunities to serve the movement in roles where I felt I could make a difference to the lives of others. Today, my motivation is simple. I want every young person, no matter where they live in the world, to have access to quality scouting. The strategy for scouting, Vision 2023, is the way to achieve this. And having led our work on strategic planning, monitoring and evaluation, I believe I can say we've never been in a better position as a movement, united in confidence and ambition that we are the world's leading educational youth movement. We've built up momentum over the past 3 years, and we cannot afford to slow down. As we look forward, we must focus on growth, further our influence as an educational force, including through strategic partnerships, and ensure we positively impact young people and their communities. And we need to do this by harnessing our diversity as a movement, which in turn contributes to our unity. Achieving Vision 2023 will require further innovation in how we operate. And that innovation must include further advances in youth involvement. I was truly inspired by the report from the World Scout Youth Forum yesterday, and I believe we owe it to them to act on the outputs. Having contributed to the work of the movement at regional and world levels, I've been very fortunate to spend time with many of you, listening and learning about the challenges you face, and offering advice and support to help you bring better scouting to more young people. I believe that my knowledge of our movement can be of great value to the committee in the coming years. I genuinely care about the issues that affect you, and I'm passionate about our movement's ability to make a difference to the lives of young people, just as it did for me. I'm prepared, I'm ready to serve, I'm counting on your support. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mehdi Ben Khalil, Tunisia.
Dear brothers and sisters in Scouting, 9 years ago, I was standing on a similar stage as a youth advisor, reporting part of the work of the 10th World Scout Youth Forum. Now, it is my honor to address to the audience as a candidate to the World Scout Committee. Being a scout since the age of 5, I due to scouting a big part of who I am today. And giving back to the movement is one of my biggest motivations to present my candidature to this position. I contributed in creating positive changes in my local and national community. I inspired many young people and participated in realizing the mission of Scouting. Yet, I am convinced that every one of you here has already impacted his/her community and created and still creating a positive change in his/her society and in the world. I see in you thousands of significant and success stories to be told. However, challenging questions arise. How many non-scouts know about these great stories? How many stakeholders recognize our great impact and involve National Scout Organization or even WOSM while drafting youth policies or debating about youth-focused issues? Thus, we need to show our real outcomes and impact. To achieve this visibility and recognition as the world's leading educational youth movement, my vision is that we will need at least 3 priorities. First, to work on an accurate way to measure the impact of scouting. Second, to optimize our external communication. Third, to offer tools to NSOs to valorize their work, such as GSATs. In our Vision 2023, we are aiming to achieve the number of 100 million scouts. This may appear very optimistic. I see it possible when we know that our market share is still low at around 3%, which represents a great opportunity to achieve our targets. However, the ratio adults to youth is of 1 to 9, which raise concerns of the quality of scouting delivered locally in parallel to this growth, and which highlight the importance to support NSOs to work on recruiting more adults with good intrinsic capacities to support NSOs, and offering appropriate trainings, as well as retaining the already existing adults. Finally, I promise, if interested and get elected, to act with transparency and integrity, will promote the team spirit and reinforce the unity of the movement, and hoping that together we will let the world speak Scouting. Thank you for your attention.
Mr. Fernando Brodeschi from Brazil.
My dear friends, 3 years ago, I came here in front of you full of energy, ideas, and dreams, and you gave me the honor to serve this wonderful organization as a member of the World Scout Committee. Today, I'm here again in front of you with more energy, more ideas, and more dreams. My belief in Scouting is stronger than ever, but most important, I have the experience and the understanding on how this organization works and how we can achieve our objectives. On the last 3 years, I was part of several working groups. Just to mention some of my contributions, we have a new strategy for communication and strategic engagements, a great communication and external relations team at the Bureau, a new website, and a different approach on social media. I was part of the team who elaborated and monitored the development of the current triennial plan and lead a task force that looked towards our future and raised some key issues that are part of the proposed triennial plan 2017-2020. During these 3 years, I had the chance to visit some of your NSOs and regions and get to know even better how amazing is our movement and how much work still must be done. Now, having a much better understanding of Vision 2023, I want to dedicate myself to review and improve the NSO's support structures, taking into consideration the new relations between our stakeholders and all the new technological resources. I want to focus on growth, supporting the NSOs, and bearing in mind some amazing opportunities that we have in many countries where there is a huge potential for Scouting. After being part of the communications and external relations team, I would love to support the implementation of the brand new strategy, helping by this to make Scouting more relevant to society. Being myself a product of the youth involvement process, as a participant of 2 World Scout Youth Fora and a former regional youth advisor, I'm a great enthusiast of empowering younger generations, and I would love to help this organization to engage more and more young people on the different instances of World Scouting. This triennial will be key to reach Vision 2023, to make Scouting more relevant, bigger, increase our social impact, and keep it united. My dear friends, during this triennium, you saw many improvements in our organization. It's not a coincidence that we are here today at the largest World Scout conference of our history. It's very important that you allow us to give continuity to the work that's being done, and I ask you please to give me the honor to serve again you for another triennium so that we keep working together for a positive change. Thank you very much.
Mr. Ahmed Nima, Sudan.
I still keep my record as the second tallest person in the conference. Dear Scouts, while I'm coming to this hall, I was holding a paper with the speech. I was reviewing the speech. One of the Scouts asked me, like, stop doing this, be yourself, speak from your heart, and this is what I decided to do. My name is Ahmed. I came from Sudan, and while I'm coming to this conference, one of my Cub Scouts, he asked me, where are you going? I told him I'm going to speak to the World Scout conference, and he gave me like these 2 small symbols. And he asked me to give it as a gift for the leaders that they are giving their life and they are helping all of this. So this is for you. I don't know who's going to take it, but it's for you. I want to say a few things about my vision here. Number one, I want to work to develop the Scout and the brand image of the Scout, because we are working very hard at the Scout for more than 110 years now. They are helping point in the plenary 2017-2020. And by this participation, I will promise to work very hard to reflect that the young scouts, when they get the chance to be in a decision-making place, they will work very hard and they will put all of their efforts to achieve that. As much as possible of the scouts and young people to get there. Thank you very much, and I will always be Scout, and I will promise to do my best to get or to keep the Scout as the best movement ever. Thank you so much.
Ms. Sarah Rita Katan from Lebanon.
Dear friends, I participated in an international camp of 1,000 scouts, where each one of us received an anglung, a musical instrument that plays only one note. We followed the instructions of a leader without knowing what would come out of it. Turns out, we played a whole musical piece that sounded amazing. This is what scouting is about. What we try to do in World Scouting is to synchronize the values, programs, actions, and services of each NSO, playing its own tune, all contributing to the impact of Scouting worldwide. As a previous youth advisor to the World Scout Committee, I would like to continue the path started 6 years ago and commit myself to serve World Scouting further. I wish to address 3 issues that matter most to our Scout movement: diversity, intergenerational dialogue, and education. Based on my experience in innovating Scouting and my cultural background, my interest would be to ensure a collaborative environment that would overcome the barriers between generations, gender, religions, and cultures. I would promote and support the provision of equal opportunities for everyone. How? First, by being open, listening and understanding the needs and aspirations of all. Second, by leading by example, through enriching our multicultural movement, sharing our best practices, and strengthening the social impact of Scouting. As a young woman from the Arab region, I will bridge the gap between generations and thrive to make Scouting an example of an ideal community where the voice of young people is equally integrated in the decision-making processes. In order to achieve the mission and vision of the Scout movement, we need platforms of collaborations between generations and the revision of our structures and systems with a clear view of what we want to achieve in youth involvement at regional and world level. Continuing the work in innovating Scouting, I would like to pursue the implementation of policies, guidelines, and provide the necessary resources to the NSOs in order to achieve Vision 2023 keeping education at the center of the Scout.
Ça veut dire qu'on fait des objectifs de développement durable, des programmes d'éducation des jeunes, des modules d'activité dans les programmes d'éducation des jeunes et même dans les programmes de formation. Je prends ici, devant vous, l'engagement, si vous me faites confiance, d'être l'ambassadeur de la mise en œuvre des objectifs de développement durable. Parmi les objectifs de développement durable que nous pouvons mettre en œuvre, je pense ici à la faim, à la paix, à la justice, au changement climatique, pour ne citer que ces cas-là. Je peux même encore citer les problèmes de genre. Nous devons mettre les jeunes devant leurs responsabilités. Ils doivent être les maîtres de leur destin. Alors, ce sont eux qui devront donc mettre en œuvre ces objectifs de développement durable. Notre planète est menacée aujourd'hui par des problèmes de paix. Elle est menacée par des changements climatiques. Étant personnellement spécialiste des questions environnementales, je pense que je suis mieux placé pour le faire. Alors, ensemble, nous devons nous mettre pour accroître l'impact social du scoutisme. Ce n'est que par là que nous allons créer un monde meilleur. C'est par là que nous arriverons à un changement positif. Je vous remercie.
It's together that we will create a better world, and it's together we will reach the positive impact that we have been hoping for. Thank you.
Jean-François Champagne from Canada.
Bonjour à tous.
Hello everyone. I'm fully aware, and it is with this in mind, I'm fully aware of the challenges that face our movements, and it is with this in mind that I've chosen to stand as a candidate for the World Committee. With the support of the two National Scout organisations in Canada, I would like to participate with you in achieving the Vision 2023 objectives. Scouting has made a huge contribution to who I am today. Scout values are what drive me on a daily basis. I defend the values of openness to others, empathy, outdoing oneself and sustainable development. And this inspires me each day in my work as University Director. as well as in my family life and my volunteer work. I can't tell you my life story today, but if I did, you would see that my choices have always been inspired by Scouting, even as far as into my higher education. Over the past few years, I have worked very hard to help my NSO look at itself, make difficult decisions, and make the necessary changes so that our membership, which was falling for several decades, could be renewed. And the most important, we have managed to make our organization more agile and effective in consultation with the members.
Today, I'm proud to say that Les Scouts du Canada has not only stopped the drop in membership, but has increased it for the last 2 years.
In practical terms, I've contributed to restructuring the organization by including young people in decision-making, renewing our brand image, and adopting and modernizing the uniform. My participative management style, I think, is a vital asset to achieve these things. And this is a modern version of what BP called Ask the Boy. Together in Slovenia, we adopted a strategic plan, Vision 2023. The last triennial plan established this ambitious roadmap. We then linked this to the regional and NSO plans. The next 3 years will be crucial in achieving Vision 2023. We have to pull together in the same direction. The World Committee must show strong leadership while continuing to listen to the concerns of its members.
We have to deliver, and I am the right candidate to help us get there. I ask you for the confidence, your support, so that I can serve our organization on the next World Scout Committee. Merci beaucoup à tous. Thank you.
Mr. Edward Andrew Andy Chapman, United States of America.
My name is Andy Chapman, and I'm a candidate for the World Scout Committee. My scouting CV has been widely circulated, and I invite you to review this at your leisure. What I'd like to do now is share a few thoughts with you. Thoughts about what I see are important for our World Scout Committee. First and foremost, we must remember that the World Scout Committee is elected to manage the governance of WOSM between World Scout conferences. We must remain completely focused on those priorities identified by you, the conference. We must never forget we are an educational movement, and we must do this by supporting the regions who interface directly with the national scout organizations. Today's young people hunger for a place to go for mentoring. Scouting provides this place, a safe place for them to learn those values that will prepare them for life, and more importantly, help them to impact future generations as we are the leading youth educational movement in the world. I believe a successful World Scout Committee is one comprised of a number of different important disciplines. We need educators who understand the non-formal educational role that Scouting plays in the lives of young people. We need Scouting program people who understand the methods of Scouting as BP saw for the movement, especially for training and motivating leaders. And we need a committee with a real passion for Scouting and its young people. I bring these experiences to the job, but I also bring some additional skills. We need individuals who understand the complexities of financial statements and what they mean as a roadmap to our future financial good health. We need visionaries, people with a clear vision for our future, those who can see beyond today and plan now for our tomorrow. We need a committee who recognizes that young people can and do play an important leadership role as we grow together. And we need individuals who understand the need for sustainable development goals and are willing to walk the walk as we move forward towards Vision 2023. It is my considered belief that these are the very qualities that I bring to the table. Again, my name is Andy Chapman, and I am asking for your NSO to please cast its votes for me. With your support, together, we can make a difference. Together, we can change the world, one young man and one young woman at a time. Thank you.
Mr. Abdulhafid
Abu Dhabi from Libya.
Good afternoon, dear Scouts. I'm honored here to be a candidate for the election of the World Scout Committee. Having played an active role in Scouting for so many years and being interested specifically in medical education, my contribution will be in the whole spectrum of Scout movement. I'm committed to the values of Scouting and to our role of having a better world. I've got the balance between tradition and innovating, inspiring, as being coming from a part of the world where we do believe in diversity and needs for inclusion. I believe as a movement, we need to continue to grow and develop to ensure that we'll be the leading youth organizations. Young people, they should give the chance to improve their knowledge and skills so they will be able to play a role in their communities and as well in the movement itself. This cannot be achieved without having an environment of educational, which should be helped with adult volunteers. I believe this is not going to happen without having transparent, efficient, and accountable governance of WOSM. I believe we need to make a stronger relationship with other youth organizations, so we will be able to demonstrate for them our unique method of education. I have been involved in the Vision 2023 from the start at Gilwell Park. I'm a member of the task group of strategy, and also I'm a member of the global support group for developing GSAT. As a professor of medicine, I have got the knowledge and the skills of teaching and doing medical researches. I've been involved on teaching students and examining them, which gave me a great deal of knowing their needs. I'm clinician first and a manager second. I believe I'm a good leader, communicator, team player. I have the enthusiasm, experience to serve the committee. Thank you very much.
Mr. Peter Blash, Australia.
Brothers and sisters, my name is Peter. For the past 3 years, I've been a member of the World Scout Committee, actively considering and promoting the needs of all Scouts, regardless of country. My unity, in accord with the triennial plan, is for the unity of Scouting, for growing our membership and making an impact through effective programs, governance, communication, and measurement procedures appropriate for our 21st century. In my travels to all 6 regions, the need for unity, growth, and impact, UGI, has been reinforced. 2 weeks ago, I was with 6,000 Scouts at a jamboree in the Asia-Pacific region, Mongolia. It was summer, and we shared stories. We cooked different foods, and we worked in the Better World area on activities around messengers of peace and the environment. 2 days later, I returned to a cold Australia, and at my local Scout group with 30 Cub Scouts, we enjoyed the same activities and shared the same stories. Both groups wore a uniform with the same world badge and a scarf, but they looked different, they spoke different languages, and they worshipped a different God. This diversity is Scouting's richness. The similarities, however, were greater. There were boys and girls with shared values, a promise and a law, working in small groups on fun activities. You know what I'm talking about because you too have shared these experiences. This is our foundation, the fun and the joy of Scouting wherever you are in the world. Through unity, growth and impact, we will assist even more young people experience Scouting, to learn skills promoting active citizenship and leadership that encourage diversity and foster youth involvement to create our better world. BP said, Scouting is a game for young people, but a job of work for adults. I am prepared for the hard work with global and regional teams to assist NSOs to grow quality Scouting and to implement the triennial plan approved by this conference so that Scouting continues to be the world's leading youth organisation. Yugi, Yugi, Yugi.
Mr. Janapreet Salinda Fernando, Sri Lanka.
Good evening. The most worthwhile thing is to try and put happiness into the lives of others, said Lord Baden-Powell. Brothers and sisters, I congratulate each and every one of you for doing exactly this with so much commitment, compassion, and dedication to Scouting. Being a Scout for almost 40 years and serving as Scout leader at district level, national level, regional level, and also in the Human Rights Task Force of the WOSM, and especially serving as the chairman of the GSAT, or the Global Support Unit of WOSM 2014-2017, and achieving high results, I stand here fully convinced that Scouting is the greatest youth movement in the world. The reason I fully endorse the Vision 2023 to reach 100 million young people and to be the leading youth organization in the world, my dear friends, is not only my experience in dealing with thousands of children, but also the fact that both my children are in the Scout and Guide movements. When compared with most of their friends who are not Scouts, I'm so proud and happy to know what this movement can offer. Therefore, achieving Vision 2023 will definitely create a better world in an environment where children have many challenges to face. I'm committed that we should work towards advocating awareness on dangers faced by nature, animals, and impact of global warming. Friends, we faced severe floods and landslides in Sri Lanka recently. One of our humanitarian missions, a small boy came running, saluted and said, he's a Scout. He proudly showed his uniform and said that when he escaped the floods, he only took his Scout uniform. When inquired why, he said that the school uniform will be replaced, but not the Scout uniform. This situation, my friends, I know is not limited to Sri Lanka, and some of you share similar stories like this. That is the reason that I'm convinced that the World Scout Committee should explore more partnerships with INGOs, corporates, and outside donors to support the regions, to support NSOs, which need the resources which will add an advantage to the Scout movement. We have to support and ensure that all NSOs are able to undertake the GSAT and support the NSOs who have prepared an action plan to implement it through these regions. Of course, what I can't bring you is a single-man effort, but what I can offer you is a hard-working member of a team who can serve you. I would like to thank my NSO, Sri Lanka Scouts, for giving me this opportunity, and friends and counterparts from so many NSOs for the encouragement given me in the past few months.
Ms. Jemima Natami Nati, Ghana.
Hello, friends. If you walk into a remotest village in a country, not expecting to find even children well-dressed, and yet you meet an elderly man in a tattered scarf, a scout scarf, and another boy who is hardly dressed greets you with a scout sign, one thing comes into your mind: scouting is a lifestyle. Dear brothers and sisters, my name is Jemima Nati, nominated by the Ghana Scout Association for re-election to the World Scout Committee. It is a pleasure and a good feeling to be here again after 3 years seeking your mandate. The last 3 years of the World Scout Committee, and fortunately of the steering committee, has been very eventful and given me a lot of insight and understanding of scouting at the global level, while involved in critical and important decision-makings. We have worked closely together as a team and moved the triennium successfully to this point. I strongly believe that this is an experience that is needed and what it takes to continue to serve in the next World Scout Committee, together with other able, experienced, and passionate and committed volunteers to achieve our Vision 2023 and beyond. Among many other objectives and goals, I have the ambition to support the mission and vision of Scouting. With 2 more trienniums to reach our vision and its goals, I'm more than challenged and ready to work with the new committee to achieve this. I believe strongly in respect, tolerance, and acceptance of all people, no matter who they are. And I look forward to working with the diversity and inclusion to work stream. Our unity and growth as a movement is linked to this. The membership report that we all heard indicated a growth in young people, whilst we have a decline in adults. I'll be interested to support in addressing this situation with relevant activities, events, and programs that will attract them. As a professional educationist and scout, I have a duty and a responsibility to inspire, motivate, and encourage young people to become active global citizens, creating positive changes in their communities. In line with this, I will support and advocate for girls and women to be empowered to take up leadership roles, both in scouting and in their communities. Why? Because, to quote somebody, it is 2017. I will continue to be a messenger of peace and promote the newly published MOP guidelines to ensure that more young people are inspired to identify challenges in their communities and help solve them. Young people are great, adults are wonderful, and therefore I will support intergenerational dialogues and activities for knowledge and experience transfer. I bring on board my experience in leadership and fostering in unity and harmony in teams. I promise to do my best for the continuous improvement of the work at the global level, but also reach out to NSOs and scouts as and when the need arises. I will not only be ready to answer all your questions, but also humbly seek your votes. Thank you very much.
Mr. Joe Diman from Belgium.
Dear friends in Scouting, chers amis scouts, I believe we must grow together. In all the years I've been a member of this great movement, I cannot recall a time where its purpose has been more necessary or more important. For a movement aiming to create a better world, our job hasn't really become any easier over the last few years. Growing nationalism, the closing of borders, and the building of walls, increased tension and growing division. But this this is exactly why we need to make a difference, why we need to increase our impact. Because there is no us versus them in Scouting. There are just Scouts, and those who will soon become Scouts. We are here together today because we are convinced that together we can make a difference. United because of our shared values, because of our promise and our law. Let's turn our ideals, our ambitions into actions. The goal of providing millions of young people with fantastic opportunities to develop leadership skills that will serve them for the rest of their lives as active citizens. As a patrol leader, I learned to support others, to make sure everyone had a say before we made a decision, and to step up so that my actions matched the words of my Scout promise. As an international commissioner, I learned to listen and better understand different cultures and different realities. As a volunteer serving WOSM for the last 8 years, I've learned to better understand the needs and challenges of NSOs across the regions. I enjoyed supporting the World Scout Committee in the strategic planning and implementation of Vision 2023. Today, I want to bring this experience together with my professional expertise into the work of the committee and focus on the following 3 key areas. Number 1, I want to provide better support to our NSOs by developing efficient and effective NSO support structures, because stronger NSOs will be the key to achieving Vision 2023. Number 2, I will put NSOs at the core of WOSM by bringing WOSM closer to our member organizations and make sure we better listen to the needs of our NSOs. And 3, I want to strengthen youth participation across the movement by ensuring young people are part of discussions at all levels. I believe this is how we can grow together and how we will achieve Vision 2023 and become the world's leading educational youth movement. Thank you very much.
Mr. Muhammad Atikus Zaman from Bangladesh.
Dear brothers and sisters in Scouting, I am Muhammad Atikus Zaman from Bangladesh Scouts. During my journey from Boy Scouting life to leadership, I have come across all the tiers from unit level to World Scout level. I have the long experience of designing and executing many national events in the last 5 World Jamborees. With vital responsibilities, I had chances to interact with a diverse population of youths and adults. For the last 10 years, I have been working to bring a smile on the faces of hundreds of street children through Ticket to Life project of Bangladesh Scouts. As the country coordinator of Messenger of Peace, I had the chance to work with diverse ethnic minorities. And one of my projects, titled Messenger of Golden Ribbon, have been trying to make many children happy who have been suffering from childhood cancer. If I am elected, I shall share such experiences with the NSOs to create deep social impact. Having long experience of partnership projects with UNDP and with different NSOs, I shall encourage projects between NSO to NSO and NSO to external organizations. Bangladesh Scouts is a strong NSO of 1.6 million members and growing at the speed of 7% on average for the last 3 years. And in the current triennium, I was the chairman of membership task force of WOSM. I am really motivated. If I am elected, I shall use my experience to grow throughout the next triennium. Dear brothers and sisters, the world is passing through a time when many of the countries are engaged in brutal wars. Civilians, especially children, have been killed indiscriminately. Terrorism and racism is blackening the face of humanity. In this situation, more than ever before, we need to reach at every corner of the world with this peace movement. This is why we really need to reach 100 million by 2023 or beyond. And we need to educate the youth through our value-based youth program to love every human being, irrespective of religion, colors, and nationality, and to keep away from terrorism and racism. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you to all the 19 candidates. Now that we have heard from them, may I, on behalf of the conference, thank all the candidates and their nominating NSOs for their commitment and willingness to serve the governance of WOSM. Now, of course, you will want to get to know the candidates a little bit better. So we designed the next session specifically for this. It's called Meet the Candidates. And I would like to invite Mr. Brunel Etienne, the World Scout Bureau's Manager for Humanitarian Action, to explain to us what this is all about.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Immediately after the conclusion of this plenary session, all candidates nominated for election to the World Scout Committee will be available in 2 big rooms, B3 and B4, for informal conversations with delegations. Each candidate will have a small circle of chairs, and your delegation will be able to circulate at will between the candidates. There is no system of rotation implemented, so the approach is entirely informal. Candidates will be available in the rooms until 18:30, starting right after this session. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Brunel. Tonight, we will also be able to enjoy the diverse cultures of all the member organizations present at the World Scout Conference during the international evening. Can I invite Fatima from the host to explain to us more about this exciting event?
Very much. So, dear brothers and sisters in Scouting, hope you're enjoying the sessions. So, on behalf of the House Committee, I would like to kindly ask you, first, I would like to say that we sorted out the issue with queues during the lunch yesterday. That happened because, that actually happened because much more participants and guests have arrived, and that was registered in advance. So we do hope that today you enjoyed your lunch and that was no any discomfort for you. And one more reminder, please don't forget to bring your IDs and passports when you pass to venue. And about tonight's evening program, so International Cultural Evening will start at 7 p.m. at the beautiful yard outside, just behind the main exhibition area. Those who reserved the tables or applied for performing at stage, please come before 6 p.m. And tonight we also organized for you the late evening program in one of the Baku nightclubs, which is called 11, just in the city center. Party will start at 10 p.m. and will continue till 3 a.m. in the night, And we kindly, thank you. And we kindly ask you to bring your badges there as well, because you will need the badges for entrance. There will be extra payment for drinks and snacks. And also there will be no transportation to the club in back. So you will need to use taxi or go to metro station, Sahil. And you can check the proper address in your handbooks, or you can come up to our info desk, which is on the ground floor, and our volunteers will help you. And one more issue about Lost and Found desk. All items that you find, or if you lost something, just come up to that desk and you'll find it out there. And one more thing, we just wanted to ask you, after each sessions, please take your headphones and the translation devices and bring it back to boxes that you'll find in the exit. Thank you very much. That was all for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. Well, I would like to remind you that even if you do stay until 3 a.m. at the club, you are still expected to be here at 9 a.m. in the morning. Please enjoy the evening. The plenary session is now adjourned. Thank you.